Hello, everybody. How are you? If you're able to join me, I'd love for you to say hi. I love seeing you and engaging with you during our time together. So, I am someone that doesn't really speak about something unless I feel like I have something valuable to add, especially if it's an area that I don't feel as comfortable, have as much experience with, or am educated around. But I did feel compelled to talk more about just what's going on in the world right now and how it's affecting us. And I am not directly involved in anything going on, but I am feeling the effects of it. And I just wanted to share with you, kind of what I'm feeling, but things that I'm looking towards to support myself during this time. And it's really about how we're supporting ourselves in general during difficult times. So I think this is something that is relatable regardless of different experiences we have. And it's about our human nature and our mental health and how this is directly affecting how we take care of ourselves and how we show up for ourselves and how we even function on a day-to-day level. So what I am connecting in my brain is that the humans behind this are brilliant in the sense that terrorism is meant to affect as many people as possible, right? It's meant to wipe out as many people. So by these graphic images of videos and content being shared, not only from the news platforms, but from now social media, and they're so easy to access from multi age groups, this is like the worst form of torture in the sense that when you have an image that you see of something, it's like a movie that is playing in your brain. And so it's hard to move through that image because it's like flashing. So it's maybe affecting your sleep. It's affecting your appetite. It's affecting how you show up for work. It's affecting how you're taking care of yourself. And this is a huge mental health area. I mean, honestly, what I'm doing with people with nutrition coaching is so related to their mental health because it's very connected to our appetite and our food choices and how sleep affects our brain, that we make choices around food. So it's literally all related. And that's why I feel compelled to share this with you, because if you've had any just trauma in your life and then you experience something again, it's harder to work through. So it's so important that you have support around this. And I just started to really question myself when I started to see these images as someone that runs an online business that shows up on social media every day as part of my business, and how I can protect myself while still being aware and still being informed. So I just thought it may be helpful if I was just sharing, kind of some things that I was doing to support myself in working through those difficult emotions. So I don't really watch the news just because I'm very emotionally and deeply affected by things, and I just have to protect my mental health. But I'm still aware of what's going on. So I'm on social media now and I'm seeing these images without even trying. And I think this is what's really affecting so many people, right? Is that you're not even searching for this and it's popping in your face, right? And then you're seeing these things. And so I educated myself first. And there's on Spotify called The Daily Show or something, but it's like a new news broadcasting platform. And they were just discussing more of just the history of what's going on in our world. And that was so helpful for me to understand that this has been happening, for a long time. This isn't something new, but the way that it's being presented to us and being so vastly seen, it's really affecting even if you're not directly involved with this, from family members or people, you're still affected. And that's their goal, right? That's evil's goal, is making us feel paralyzed and making us live in fear. While this is real, I'm not discounting that. We have to protect ourselves in the sense of what we are doing to support our bodies mentally and physically. And for me, I just went to people in my life that I trust and that I feel supported by. So I had a conversation with my husband, like how he was, working through this, and everybody's different in terms of like how they have to show up every day. My husband's very good about like seeing something and looking at it very logically and like boxing it of like, okay, this goes in this box, this goes in this box. I think that's like a male tendency to be able to do so eloquently, if that's how you want to see it. And they're able to like change from boxes and see things very logically. So by listening to this news platform, they came from that approach of like, this is the history, this is the logic, this is what's been happening, this is, what's going on, this is what we can expect. So it kind of gives you that awareness from a very stable setting, and hearing it for me was helpful than like seeing images. So that was something that was helpful, to just be educated on what was going on. Anybody on social media that was posting things that was not serving me, unfollow. I'm pretty good on on consuming things. When I go on to post, I'm like, I go on there, I do what I need to do, and then I'll maybe like look at a couple things and I get off. But now I'm even more diligent with how I spend time on social media. Anything that I've seen, I just unfollow, because that's something you can control. You can filter your environment and things that are coming in that is not supporting you. And then I met with a friend that is so like supportive and positive, and seeing things from both angles, and just, sharing with her how I was feeling, asking her how she was feeling. So when you can just communicate with people that are not catastrophizing and living in fear and, thinking of everything negative, like those probably are not the people that you're going to want to spend time with and communicate how you feel with. So you have to know like who that person is for you. But we met for a walk, and it was the most gorgeous day, fall day. So by going outside in nature and moving your body and talking to someone else, that is just a very healthy reciprocal conversation, was like changed my whole day, changed my whole outlook and my whole mental health. And therapists, mental health professionals will advocate this so much. And I'm seeing like physiologically how this has helped me and impacted me, and why I'm sharing this, because it affects everything. It's going to affect, your sleep. So that when I was seeing this stuff, like I couldn't sleep at night, which affects your appetite, which affects your food choices, which affects cravings, which affects your anxiety throughout the day. So this is what I'm seeing, is that one area of your life can directly affect all these other areas. It can do this in a positive way also, once you, manage these things. So another thing I did was I went to the library and I got a book that was just like something lighter, a story that I could get connected with. It's a novel that I could divert my attention to something that was a story, but that was something that was more positive. So it was a distraction, I guess you could say, in a healthy way. Distractions aren't a bad thing. They can be, in the sense when they're like an unhealthy coping, that's ultimately not going to make you feel good. But when I'm reading, I'm able to like disconnect and actually feel restored and move forward from that. It's just about being careful around when you're seeing this, what you're watching on TV, or even movies, right? I just don't watch any of those movies in general, especially before going to bed, Like I just know those images are just playing and circling in my brain. I've tried to keep my routine as normal as possible. For me, nutrition is like so habitual that it is just like a normal part of my day. And I usually don't get too thrown when other things are happening outside of me. For me, I get thrown when my nutrition is thrown. Like if I'm not eating enough of the right things during the day, this is when I get cravings, feel out of control later. It happens to me too. It's not that I'm like immune to feeling that way. I have just so intently set myself up to make sure I'm giving myself adequate nutrition during the day. So I'm preventing these out of control feelings, which make me feel worse. And then I can't show up for what I love doing every day and being able to support other people. I can't support other people if I'm not supporting myself first. So even today, Saturday, I just stopped what I'm doing to come on it and talk to you guys, because I felt compelled to share this. I just did some food prep. So I grilled some chicken for the week. I did some oatmeal cups. I have some food already prepped. I went to the grocery store yesterday and picked up a few things. I made some overnight oats that are ready to go for meals. And then I'm going to go outside and do some yard work just to clean up. I had some coaching calls this morning, cleaned up around the house. So just like making sure my space feels organized, feels not cluttered and distracted, because that makes my brain feel that way. So the more you can do to support your internal and external environment and how you want to feel, the better you can show up for yourself and therefore your relationships, your life, and support the people that are struggling right now. Because I realize this is such a real thing that's happening in our world. I'm not discounting that, but we also have to take care of ourselves. And it makes it harder when you're already struggling with, mental health challenges, or, you have past traumas that are now being re-triggered or, brought up again. So of course, get help with, therapists, counselors. All of those support systems are invaluable. But there are also things that you can do on a day-to-day basis of, keeping rhythm to your meals, not waiting too long between eating, which leads to cravings. That the message that I'm constantly sharing with people, and making choices around food that's ultimately going to support you. Those are the main things that I'm thinking of that have been really helpful for me lately. And just sharing how you're feeling. Like I had a good conversation with my mom last night, just different things going on, getting outside. So I hope that was helpful. I really do. Like I said, I never want to, speak out of terms. But I feel like this is my little space on the internet and my little space in the world that I can share things and really try to help people, because that's what I'm here to do. So I would love your thoughts. I would love how you're doing right now. And maybe things that are helping you work through what's going on. Because everybody has their own things that are really supporting and working for them. So I hope that was a helpful message. The other thing I'm thinking too is just making sure that in the morning I'm waking up and taking time for myself first. I make sure that I decide how my day goes and how my day starts. And I wake up early in order to do that. So I usually do some kind of like workout or movement, drink my water, have breakfast. I read a devotion. I, try to get myself ready for the day. And then I go on and check messages, check in with my clients, respond to emails, all that kind of stuff. But at first, I'm really checking in with myself and like, what am I needing today mentally and physically? And what is the first step that I can do to support myself before I connect with the world? Yeah. So I hope that was helpful. All right. I'm thinking of you. I'll talk to you soon.